All right, I thought I'd chime in with a little breaking news and just kind of my thoughts after the LA Chargers on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. announced that they have released Joey Bosa, the edge rusher from Ohio State, by way of St. Thomas Aquinas, obviously Nick Bosa's older brother. And we've gotten this question a lot over the last few years about the odds of Joey Bosa and Nick Bosa joining forces and playing for the 49ers. Well, I'm telling you right now, the chances have never been higher for that. It's one of those situations where, if not now, probably never. I think those two have prioritized or at least dreamed about playing together in the NFL at some point, and this could be their last best opportunity. It's one of those buyer beware situations with Joey Bosa. He's just been plagued by so many injuries, and he will turn 30 in mid-July. You just wonder how much longer he's going to play the game of football. He's made more than $140 million playing this game through those 9 seasons, and he's just been plagued by so many injuries. Just in the last 3 years, and even he had injuries he was dealing with before that, but just in the last 3 years, he's missed 12 games, 8 games, and 3 games. And it's been hip, it's been lower back, it's been a hand fracture, a foot sprain, groin, and he had 3 concussions in the year 2000, 2020, and 2021. So he's just had a lot that he's dealt with. So why would the 49ers be interested? Well, I think they'll be really interested. And because the Chargers have released him, it hasn't gone out on the wire yet as far as the other NFL teams seeing that and it becoming official. But the fact that they've released him before the start of the open negotiating period and free agency means he is not subject to any of those rules as far as the time frame. So once he goes on that wire, it is open season. And you know, at this point, since the Chargers announced it, the 49ers are doing their due diligence. I'm sure they already have been doing their due diligence, as this is no huge surprise because of the huge chunk of salary cap money that the Chargers are saving by releasing Joey Bosa. So 49ers have to determine what the right price is. And as I talked about on an earlier video, they already have two defensive ends that are making more than $7 million this year in base salary. They can create a significant amount of cap space by doing something with either one of those, Yetur Gross-Matos and Leonard Floyd. So with Joey Bosa, that's something where, again, because of his injury history, because of his age, 49ers do not have to pay him top dollar. And will Bosa want to play with his brother so much? Will his brother want to play with him so much that he's willing to take whatever the 49ers' best offer is? So that's the situation right now. 49ers, since they drafted Nick Bosa with the number 2 overall pick in 2019, they've been trying to find that person to pair with him, a good complement of a pass rusher on the other side. It was D Ford initially, and D Ford was a very good player. However, his body was breaking down and he wasn't healthy at all, or not much, that first year. When they were together, they were a pretty good tandem, but we didn't see much of that. And from that point forward, the 49ers have struggled to find that opposite pass rusher on the other side. Last year was Leonard Floyd. Floyd had a decent season. I think he had the kind of season the 49ers would expect him to have. 8.5 sacks. He's always been in that 8 to 9 to 10 range. So, behind the scenes, the 49ers have to determine if the risk is worth the reward, what the price would be to bring Joey Bosa to the 49ers. I've seen Joey Bosa at 49er games at Levi Stadium and even on road games when his team was out of the playoffs and the 49ers were going deep. I know the Bosa family really likes Nick with the 49ers and just how the professionalism of the organization and everything else. So there's no question in my mind that they would be very interested. Everybody in that family would be interested in seeing Nick Bosa and Joey Bosa together on the 49ers. So what would they be getting with Joey Bosa? Again, if he's healthy, he's a producer. His 17 game average is 11 sacks. So the problem with him is, though, he hasn't played 17 games much, if at all, in his career. I don't think he's played 17 games since the NFL went to that 17 game schedule. On the other side is Nick Bosa. He was the NFL Defensive Player of the Year a couple years back, signs the big contract. His 17 game average is 13 sacks a season. So a healthy Joey Bosa absolutely helps the 49ers at a position where they need help. They're going to focus a lot on the defensive line, whether that's in the draft, before that, free agency, and then the draft. And as I mentioned, they have some decisions to make. Obviously, not an edge rusher, but Javon Hargrave will be hitting the open market. 49ers have designated him as a post June 1 release, so they'll create some cap space there. They have some needs, obviously, at defensive end. They can address some of those in the draft. 49ers have, I think it's 8 draft picks in the top 150 of this draft. They have 11 scheduled draft picks. It's a really good draft for defensive linemen. So the 49ers, regardless of what they do in free agency, they'll be looking to add some significant players, some younger players in the draft. Now, it kind of flies in the face of what John Lynch said, which was the 49ers want to get younger throughout the team and they want to recalibrate with the salary cap. Joey Bosa doesn't enable the 49ers to get younger, but for the right price, and that's the key, for the right price, it's a move the 49ers will certainly investigate making. They will undoubtedly talk to Joey and Nick and the Bosa camp to see if it's something that's doable. So I would say at this point, how would I categorize the 49ers involvement and the possibility that they could add Joey Bosa? What I would say is there's more than a decent chance. And if it doesn't happen now, I don't think it ever will happen. So that's my quick take on this as Joey Bosa becomes available to any team that wants him. But certainly, I would think because of having Nick Bosa on the team, the 49ers will get the first crack at that. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me hear what you have to say in the comments below. Like I said, it comes with risk, but it can be mitigated a little bit just on how it's structured, the contract, probably be heavy in incentives. And it could be that 49ers feel like, it's either too good to pass up, whatever the price may be, or it's just something that they don't want to overextend for a player who's had the history of injuries. So anyway, thanks for watching, and that is it for now.